Looking at some potential heavy rainfall out towards the east and still some development possible out towards the west. So I think it's going to be until about maybe 6, 7 o'clock this morning that we really start to see the rainfall come to an end across the area. That's going to mean your morning commute is going to be very slick out there. I was coming in on Interstate 2 from Westaco towards Harlingen, and I got to tell you, it was a little hair-raising on the highways there on Interstate 2 with some ponding, potential for hydroplaning, that sort of deal. So make sure you give yourself a little extra time to get to your destination this morning, pretty much anywhere across the valley. Roadways will improve in areas where the rain is starting to lighten up, but with the potential for some more over the coming hour or two, that still could be a little bit of a problem. FUTURECAST taking a little bit further than that. So by 4:45, heaviest activity out towards the east, still the potential for some more activity in Starr County, but really starting to wind down, and the atmosphere is going to get worked over pretty good. So I think, again, by 6, 7 o'clock, this should be pretty much over with exception of maybe some pockets here and there. And then the rest of the morning looks to be pretty quiet. Still looking at a couple little showers, maybe some heavier downpours isolated by 7 o'clock this morning. And then by 9 o'clock, or 8 o'clock rather, the valley's really starting to quiet down a lot. And that is a good thing. Again, what we have a problem around here is sometimes too much of a good thing. And again, we've got those flash flood warnings and flood advisories covering a large part of the valley. Here's a live look at Edinburgh off towards the east this morning. We have seen some very intense lightning out of these storms as well. In fact, there's times where this camera, there you can see some off in the distance there, where this camera really lights up with the, again, you can see some off over there too, some of that heavier or the more intense lightning. So here's your estimated rainfall totals. These are not official. This is what the radar is thinking, or not thinking, but estimates that the radar, rainfall totals have been. So anywhere you see the yellow on the map, that's in excess of 3 inches estimated by radar. Now, some of this might be a little bit contaminated from some of the hail we saw earlier, but this is great. Widespread yellow on the map here. That means widespread. I'll even be safe to say widespread rainfall totals over 2 inches covering a large part of the valley. Now you can see across southeastern Cameron County, not looking as impressive, but that's where that area of heavier showers and storms is moving right now. So if you haven't seen much rain in southern and eastern Cameron County, it's you're getting your turn coming up here shortly. And here's your lightning. So these are lightning strikes, and you see they're starting to reduce in coverage, but still some very intense lightning strikes, almost 2,000 across portions of the valley this morning. So this has been a definite electricity maker out there, and kind of putting the lightning on where the storms are right now. So of course the lightning pretty much where that heavier activity is. Now we're starting to see some of that lightning with those heavier storms out in Starr County at this hour as well. And again, this is going to be improving as we go through the next several hours or so. Flash flood warnings for portions of Starr and Hidalgo counties, but aerial flood advisories pretty much covering most of the area around that. So there is some flash flooding occurring, or potential for flash flooding across a large part of the valley. Interstate 2, as I mentioned earlier, at least from Westaco towards Harlingen, got the ponding on the roadways. You're going to have to reduce that speed quite a bit. I found about 45 miles per hour is about the best I could do on the interstate, and even at times that was a little bit too fast. So give yourself a little extra time to get to your destination this morning. The heaviest activity, once again, is across eastern portions of Cameron County, eastern portions of Willacy County, and that will continue to move off towards the east, but we're watching out towards the west, south of McAllen, south of La Jolla, northwest of Alton there, to the west of Citrus City, seeing some of the heavier downpours and heavy rainfall out Highway 83 still from Rio Grande City over towards La Jolla, Sullivan City, getting a little bit of a break right now, but there is still that potential over the next couple hours to see more development across the area, but the widespread coverage of rainfall now pretty much off towards the eastern portions of Cameron and Willacy counties, heading out towards the Gulf of Mexico. We will continue to monitor the situation here in the Valley Storm Team Weather Center. We'll send it back to regular programming and break in as necessary.